Greetings, Earthlings! What you see here is the essentially completed arcade game, prototype. If you were expecting a better fit and finish, well, think again. And I'm going to do something I haven't tried before, and that is a handheld shot. Now we'll do a little walk around here so you can see all the bits and pieces. The screen, of course, and there are your buttons. And, ooh, coin acceptor. Notice the nice IKEA paint job. I call it an IKEA paint job because I used a color that's very close to IKEA's black-brown color, which is just because I had some of that paint on hand. I have this acrylic plate on top. Let me remove that. You'll see the board here. And here's the finished sound card right there. Now, why is it a sound card, you ask? Well, and I'll get back to that as I continue around. Why is it a sound card? Oh, yeah. Well, I had originally designed it just to include the chip on the PC board. The sound chip, a 76489A. And then it turned out I made a mistake. And to understand a little more about that, we have to go back in time. All right, flashback to the early 1980s when I built this machine. Whoops. And I used the very same sound chip that I'm using today, 76489. I don't know if you can see that there. And I made the exact same mistake some 35 plus years ago that I made this time around. And you can see there's the schematic. As I originally drew it, I had the data lines connected directly into the sound chip there. Well, guess what? It's this need latch here. Can you see that? Need latch here. Need latch here. Yes, indeed. As you see, our brains are wired a certain way, and we tend to make the same mistakes even over a 35-year time frame. Okay, this is my starting point, the board as I built it originally, with the added bodge chip. This is the socket that I included for the sound chip, and I'm going to be replacing that with this connector, header. I don't know what to call this. Well, let's see, what's it called? It's called 16 position 2-row board to board and mezzanine connector, okay? But you see, it's got the pin spacing here that the socket has, and then it's got the pin spacing here for a regular header. So just to show you what that's going to look like, I am going to replace that. It's not, I'm not just going to stick it into the socket like that. And then here's the board that I'm going to use to add the additional chips, including the sound chip, of course. And I've got a right angle header here, which will be soldered onto that board. And then that can plug in, I don't know how well you can see that, but that can plug in thusly, you see. So that gives me that much more room to add multiple chips to get the sound implemented properly. Now, there's no sense trying to save that socket. The value of the socket is not very much. The value of my time is, well, not very much. But I'm just going to go and cut it out and not try to be fancy and desolder and save the socket. There's no reason for that. Okay, and there it is, all in place. As you can see, I've got the, oh, where's my pointer? There's that thing that replaced the socket. This will be my board, and it comes out so that I can choose to build different boards if I want. Try different sound chips or whatever. And what's the other thing? Oh, well, there was one other thing I wanted to mention. Pin 9 on this connector, pin 9 on the 76489A sound chip is not connected. So I have one spare pin if I need to get some signal onto this board, onto this board that isn't already being sent to the board. So there you go. And it just plugs in like that. Like that. Like that, you see? And it makes it that much taller. And having now returned to the present, I'll show you the back here. We have the power input right there and a locking door. Woo, cool. Not much in there really, just the power supply. And up front you can see the coin acceptor there, and there's a little tray that holds the coins. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so let's fire it up and see how it works with sound. Plug it in here. You'll see the screen come on. Very shortly you should hear the sound start to play to draw you in. We'll take a Mexican peso. Got 1 credit, and we start. And there you go. That's the state of it. I've got a few little cleanup things to do, I think. Oh, hush up. Screen is still a little wavy from the power line ripple, or power supply ripple, and I may work on improving that. But otherwise, hey, it's going to VCF West. If you want to see it in real life and see all of the various features and sing along to the wondrous songs that it plays, I will certainly submit to VCF West and see if they'll take me.